Kolkata during the British era was a city defined by grand, classical architecture. These imposing stone buildings were designed to project a sense of absolute permanence and authority. The Royal Crescent Hotel was part of this landscape. Its interior featured a network of dark wooden corridors and vintage staircases that felt completely isolated from the modern world outside. This historical aesthetic hid a strange architectural reality. Deep within the building sat a subterranean basement that had been abruptly and completely sealed shut in 1941. 26-year-old Rupa entered this environment as a newly hired housekeeper. She was a fresh variable in a space that had remained physically unchanged for decades. The hotel's structure was set. The 1941 seal was a physical barrier that only required a catalyst to be breached. During a night shift on the second floor, Rupa heard a heavy dragging sound coming from a honeymoon suite. According to hotel records, the room was unbooked and empty. Inside, she found a headless body suspended in mid-air. Its limbs were stretched tight and bound to the four corners of the bed. The torso was in motion, swaying back and forth like a slow, heavy pendulum, while blood dripped onto the floor below. Later that night, Rupa saw a pair of human feet in the corridor. They were turned entirely backward, dragging into the shadows of the hallway. The reversed positioning of the feet suggested this presence operated under its own internal, specific logic. While cleaning a storage room, Rupa discovered an old wooden box that had been tucked away and forgotten. The carvings on the lid follow a specific geometric arrangement: a thick outer circle, the central eye, and a ring of human handprints. Inside the box were vintage black and white photographs showing a group of masked men standing around a suspended, headless woman. Written on the back of the photos was a single word: Arpan. It means sacrifice. When Rupa provided this evidence to the police, the incident shifted from a reported sighting into a forensic investigation. Every detail of the honeymoon suite crime scene, the rope angles, the suspension height, matched the visual records from the 1930s. Based on the new evidence, police forced their way into the sealed 1941 basement. Inside, they found human bones scattered across the floor surrounding a central stone altar. Forensic analysis later dated some of these remains to be 80 years old. On the altar sat a diary from 1931. Its entries detailed a secret society made up of powerful, elite individuals. This schematic charts the exact procedural steps the diary required for the ritual: the binding of the limbs, the suspension in air, and the decapitation. The final page of the diary contained a specific warning: until the final Arpan is complete, they will keep returning. That night, 5 masked figures in black cloaks emerged from the darkness of the hotel corridor, moving to corner Rupa. In her attempt to escape, she ran into a room and locked the door. She had inadvertently chosen the same honeymoon suite where the first body was found. Rupa called the police, but by the time they reached the second floor, the door to the suite was bolted from the inside. The masked figures had herded Rupa into the exact space required to complete the ritual. When the police breached the door, they found Rupa's body. She was suspended and headless, perfectly matching the requirements of the 1931 diary. Written in blood on the hotel wall were 2 words: Antim Arpan, the final sacrifice. The society had finished their century-long sequence. If the psychology of ritualistic serial killers and systemic crime interests you, watch the new series Brown, streaming now on Z5. Starring Karisma Kapoor, the show follows a killer who uses methodical, ritualistic violence to claim their targets.